The color guard will advance the colors. And salute. 2. The POW, MIA, and missing comrade flags will now be posted by the color guard. A POW, MIA empty chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POW, MIAs still unaccounted for from all wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoner from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves to this vital endeavor. Uncover. Please join me in a silence in memory of our missing comrades. Buell, Harris, Dave, Soden. Also, it's 9/11. I would like to also have a moment of silence for everybody who passed away or was affected by 9/11. The chaplain will now offer a prayer. Kelly?
God of peace and mercy, on this anniversary for September 11, we lift up the souls who perished on that day. We also lift up the souls of those and those surviving that were the emergency response people. Welcome them with loving arms into your kingdom. Comfort their families and their friends. Help us to mourn alongside them with a constant compassion that can only be rooted in you. Amen.
Please join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Cover. We will now recite the preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion. For God and country,
we associate ourselves together for the following purposes: to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, to maintain law and order, to foster and perpetuate a 100% Americanism, to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in all wars, to inculcate a sense of individual obligation to the community, state, and nation, to combat the autocracy of both the classes and the masses, to make right the master of might, to promote peace and goodwill on earth, to safeguard and transmit to posterity the principles of justice, freedom, and democracy, to consecrate and sanctify our comradeship by our devotion to mutual helpfulness.
Adjutants, do we have a quorum?
Yes, sir. 32 present.
I now declare Marion Post 298, Department of Iowa, regularly convened. Sergeant of Arms, do we have any guests, visitors, or new members?
Not that I'm aware of.
Any other new members here? First time meeting. So you can. All right, you want to head to the back there, sir? We're going to have you sign in real quick if you don't mind.
Sure. Sorry, I missed you back there. Right there for me. Okay.
How's everybody doing today? While we wait for him to sign. Well, I have your attention. I just got back from National Convention. It was a really good national convention. Took a lot of great ideas out of there. I'm going to send out a blast here shortly with some of the things that I took from that. You know, it's an investment when we get a chance to send a post commander. Right here, sir, if you don't mind. Sir, you come right up here. It's an investment when we get a chance to send a post commander down there, so I want to make sure that you guys see what I did down there and some of the things I took away from that. So I'll be having that blast off here in a week or so. You want to come right here, Victor? Why don't you watch that for us? I'm Robert Francis, commander here. What's your name?
Warren Hensey.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I guess. You know, I was in the Army Reserves, and I joined in Omaha, and I ended up in Des Moines, and then I ended up in Grand Island, Nebraska, when the president called us up as an ammo company to go to Vietnam in 1957, and so I was there a year, and had some interesting endeavors with the rockets that came in every night trying to blow our ammo dumps up, and having to go to the perimeter and stay there, and then not be in great shape for the guys in the morning. So that was a trial, kind of a trial to make things go well. And we were on the South China Sea, and it was blowing, and it was below the silica sand, which is the sand is all we had. Our ammo dump, all of our walls were out of that real fine sand. You couldn't even crawl up on it. When you're trying to crawl up the wall, it just gave away underneath your feet. And so we had some rockets. Thank goodness the Viet Cong don't know how to shoot rockets. Never one time did they ever come close to getting into one of our burns, and we had 17 of them. So there was a lot of space they had to fly into, but they just hit in between all the time.
Well, one thing that we know about history is the Afghani people, our enemies, didn't know how to shoot rockets either. So maybe it's just transition across different wars.
That's a good point.
But thank you for being here. Everybody give them a round of applause. You want to come up, Mike?
Well, just, have you received your Vietnam commemorative pin? Doesn't ring a bell?
Yes, it does.
You have one?
Well, now, let me see.
Go up and get him one.
If you,
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
you've not yet received it, you got that yet.
Oh. No.
You now have it. Congratulations for serving during the time period.
Thank you very much.
Nice meeting you. Thank you. The minutes of our meetings are published in the newsletter. Are there any correction or amendments of the published minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand as published. All right, so just before we get into committee reports, I just want to, moving forward when we have our meetings, I would appreciate if you guys sit in the seats that we have provided up ahead. The finance folks can sit there in the back, but I'd appreciate if everybody else would sit up here, okay? I'd appreciate that very much. So committee reports, we'll start with membership. Jason?
Commander, last month me and Rob miscounted, so we only had 717, not 800, as of today, which is still pretty good, but we still got a long way to go. And hopefully I handed out the little envelopes last month, hopefully somebody's using them. That's about all I got.
Thank you. Just a quick note on membership. So, and I'll be putting this in the next newsletter. At National, it was voted a $5 increase to National. So we will see that $5 increase on our dues in 2024. So just understand that state has gone up $5 and National has gone up $5 as well. So expect our Legion and our post. We'll vote on it in May. We will probably be going up for our next year as well, which will be in August of 2024. We did vote that we are going to maintain $40 for the remainder of this Legion year, so that'll end in July. I'm highly recommended that if you are a member and you're not a PUFL, it is worth looking at it. They have payment plans for PUFL where you can go and sign up and do payment plans. It's only going to go up next year. So if it's something that interests you and something that you can afford, I know I just signed up for my PUFL a couple of months ago, and I think there was a couple other members that did as well. It's easy to get done. Payment plan can get set up on the Legion side. Yes, sir.
You may need to mention.
I can't hear you, you're sitting down.
You may need to mention, I believe that the increase goes into effect on 10 January. So if you have not renewed
Yep.
by the first part of January, you will be, the incentive is to renew now.
Yep. And he's
Otherwise,
talking about
yeah.
the state will go up on 10 January of 2024. So if you haven't renewed at $40, please renew. That's helping our post out as well. Ron, you had something?
I was gonna state the same thing. If you
Can't
don't
hear you, sitting
renew,
down.
if you don't renew by January 10th, that $5 doesn't stay here, it goes to Des Moines.
Thank you, Ron. That is absolutely true. All right, next, post activities entertainment. We'll pass that one. Finance officer, Mike Barrett.
Commander, as of September 1st, our checking account had $17,570.04. For August, our income was $10,590.68. Expenses, $11,163.80, and the difference is a negative $573.12. Major income, membership, $3,560. Hall rental, $2,855. Vets Club, $2,400. And Color Guard, $1,010. Major expense, membership, $3,115. Scholarships, $2,000. Energy, $1,333.66. State and National Conference, $1,222.37, and the U.S. Postmaster, $860. So, any questions?
No, sir. Thank you, Mr. Barrett. Building Corporation, Gary.
For the month of August, our income was $833. Our expenses were $1,062. We have a balance 1 September, $19,542.
Thank you, Gary. Vets Club? Sure.
I hope you'll notice that we've been making continuous improvements in the Vets Club. We've done the pool table redoing, and we're going to redo the cover for the pool table, and we're constantly replacing stools and so on, so we hope you notice that. After writing the checks for the post for $3,000, our total balance in checking is $19,165. And don't forget the Tuesday night dinner tomorrow night, which will be loose meat sandwiches by the auxiliary. Thank you.
Sergeant of Arms?
I have nothing to report. I just want to thank everybody who's been helping at the funerals. We've been pretty busy for the last 2 or 3 months.
Temporary.
Yeah, temporary until this Saturday.
Thank you. I also want to get a shout out for the whole honor guard. We wrote to them, I think it was on Thursday. The city of Marion wrote to them on Thursday, seeing if they can get together an honor guard to walk on the Marion Fall Parade. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I found out Friday that, they made it happen. So it was something that is extremely rewardable for us to get back to the city of Marion. So that's the type of stuff that we want to continue to do. So we also had a vehicle in that parade, handed out candy, and then we had our honor guard up front. So once again, thank you for everything you're doing. I know you guys got a bunch of funerals going on right now, so thank you for everything you're doing, and make sure you pass that on to your group. Thank you. Historian, Jim?
Ron Williams was the historian in 2013 through 15. And I had breakfast with some guys, and he's one of the guys on Wednesdays. And he gave me a lot of pictures that he had taken back in those days. And so I'll be putting those on Facebook. And I don't know, that was before my time, so it'll be interesting for everybody to look at on Facebook to see if you remember those guys. And every 5 years, we paint the Freedom Flame, the obelisk, at the Marion Park. And we also go to Oakshade Cemetery and we repaint the base that holds our flag there. And both of them have a plaque on there. That one has a plaque, and then the obelisk in Marion Park has 2 plaques on there, one for 50 years and one for 100 years. And so Andy Schmidt and my wife Karen and I, the other day, we both went and got those painted. But it seems like every 5 years they need to be painted because they're pretty rough shape. And Leonard asked me to say this. 2 Saturdays ago, at the Long Branch, and I'll read here, Korean veterans from the 39th Infantry Scout Dog Platoon trained for the Korean War, trained dogs and used them on patrol. With their keen sense of smell, they saved many lives. They have been getting together, these guys, for 69 years. They've been getting together every year. And the last 2 years, they were in Cedar Rapids. This year they got together at the Long Branch. And there's about 5 guys left. And I forget how many, they were like 30 or 40 members of the platoon.
Widows plus a bunch of, they're so old they can't drive.
Yeah, but originally the platoon had about 27 in it. Okay, and I'll just mention their names. These are World War, or Korean veterans, and their names. The first sergeant was Gabe Fishold and his dog Bruce. And Roger Adams, his dog Prince. Laverne Logies had Bruno, and Charlie Daly had his dog was Prince. And Ellis Cron, he was the cook, and he didn't have a dog. And if you know anything about Korea, you eat a lot of dog there, I'm just saying. So, thank you.
Thank you, David. Yes, I was going to mention what you're mentioning, but
Yeah,
thank
my,
you.
my wife went out to that reunion they had, and so there will be an article in the next newsletter.
Yeah, I was talking to Cindy, which is Dave's wife there, and there's going to be a whole page with some pictures and some details about the information that Jim was just talking about. So thank you for attending that. I appreciate Leonard. Leonard, service officer. I skipped right over you. I apologize.
What he was talking about, there was just Jim and I there, but then Mr. Wegman over here and Dean Abrams that stopped after a funeral they did. So, and then Cindy did a wonderful job, his wife, and she's going to put it in the newsletter, I believe. I visited a couple nursing homes, and there's a lady over here at Summit. I don't know if you know John Mann. It's his mother. And I'm definitely going over there. She will be 100 years old in January. And her dad, her husband, Bob Mann, was very, very involved in the Legion. Other than that, I'm going to have our adjutant is going to print me another listing because the buddy check, I've got stacked like that at home and they're writing all over when I want to start from scratch. Thank you.
piggyback on what Leonard's talking about, if anybody is interested in just getting a piece of paper of a list of names, about 20 or 30 names, and would be willing to take some time to call those folks, please get with Leonard. It's something that it's our buddy check program. We're going to try to get through all 1,000 members again. We'll start with, obviously World War II, Korean, down to Vietnam, and then us towards the last. So Desert Storm, then us as the last one. So if you are interested in helping out with that, please get with Leonard about that. Let's see, who did I skip? Okay, Americanism, Children and Youth, Kelly.
Okay, so as promised, I have made some progress with the flag essays. I reached out to all of the elementary schools in Cedar Rapids, the ones in Marion, Hiawatha, College Community, the private schools, everybody. And I have thankfully emails to all those people, sent them a contact, and I already today received a contact back from St. Matt saying yes, they're going to participate. I know that St. Pius is going to participate because I work there, and they're going to do it, whether they want to or not. No, they will do it. So I did do that. I also today reached out to the high schools in the Cedar Rapids area about oratorical. So everything's rocking and rolling on that, just waiting for it to all kind of fall into place. But I do need a little bit of help. I had great help last year. If you're willing to help, you can talk to some of the people that did it last year. Since I teach and I'm busy all day when schools are happening, just drivers to pick up flag essays at various schools once I know who's participating. If you'd be willing to just drive to a school and go to their front office and pick up the packet and get it delivered to me at the next meeting after that. That would be greatly helpful. Probably wouldn't take very long to do that. Judges for the flag essays, that takes a little longer. You need to read all the essays that come through. You get a packet of about 25 to 30. Once you're done with that, you switch with somebody, you read the next ones, you switch with them, you read the next ones, until they're all done. That takes a lot longer, to be honest, and I feel like as the organizer of the flag essays and working at one of the schools that participates, I do not want to be on that panel. I will organize it. I just don't think it's right for me to be on the panel because I see the kids' names and I know who it is, so it doesn't seem fair. That being said, St. Pius has had the top one the last 2 years, so not me. So that kind of the timing on that is that the second full week in November, I'll give the essays out to the judges. The second week of December, you'll return all the essays back to me at the meeting on the 11th. And on the 16th, that Saturday, we'll have a short meeting, just the judges, whether it's in the bar or in here, just to make sure that our scores are aligned and everybody agrees. So it's not a lot of work except for reading at home. Also, I need judges for oratorical contest, timekeeper, and a host. And last year, Roger stepped in last minute. I know he's done that a lot. He's judged this a lot. However, I know that he'd like to be a little bit on the upper echelon maybe of the next level, and you can't do that. If you've judged at the lower level, you can't go on to the upper. So I had great help last year, and if I forget you, please don't take it personally because you were all awesome and helped me out a lot, so thank you. I will have these sign-up sheets up here if you want to just come up afterwards, and if you have questions about it, I can give you more details. Just, I need your help. Last thing, as chaplain, I wanted to say thank you to the Honor Guard, to the bar, to the grounds. Saturday we had a celebration of life for Fred Toplakar, who is a Legion member here. And that family was delightful. They were wonderful to work with, and I could not have had such a peaceful ceremony if it hadn't been for those people that helped out. So I wanted to say thank you. And a random person that was there donated $100 to the Legion. So.
Thank you, Kelly.
Welcome.
I just want to carry on some. So all of these essays, flag essays, oratorical, that's important for our post. So that, that those folks who do well at, our post level, they get to go on to county and then on to district. It's great representation for our post, so I appreciate all the work that gets put in to get those people here or get the flag essays written. So please help her out so we can make this another successful year. I think Hiawatha beat us last year, so we need to whoop their butts this year. Jerry, you got anything? Scouts?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing to report. They'll be here for the Olives.
Day. I do not see Dean Aberzak here, okay? Sal, you got anything to report?
It seems that Sal is all about food. They gonna have a shotgun drawing October 8th,
Nice.
handwriting.
It's gonna
Now
be.
you know why we recorded the minutes. Anyway, the 9th, anybody can buy, Tuesday night, their next, they got the fourth Tuesday in the bar. And there's coming, fourth Tuesday, it's gonna be spaghetti with a side. Next month, it's gonna be pork chops, and in November, they're talking chili dogs. They're setting up the trunk or treat already. That's gonna be right around the corner. And off-site, next month, they're gonna have an off-site meeting at Nassau's. That's all I have for, any questions?
Thank you, Ron.
Okay.
I think there's, I'm not sure if they're on the 4th, what week are they?
Fourth Tuesday. Sal is tomorrow night with loose meat.
No, that's auxiliary tomorrow night. Yeah, auxiliary's tomorrow.
They must be the
Third.
third, because we're the fourth, the bar committee is the fourth Tuesday.
Yeah, they might be the 3rd. Please check the bar. There's a whole thing up there that says what meals and when they're coming.
We have
All right, Legion Riders. Mr. Norfolk?
Because Jason's too busy, you know, he's a muckety muck now. We have $4,721.32 in our checking account. We've got 2 new members, Rob, our adjutant, and Joe Camp just signed up for us. So, kind of neat for us. Want to talk about the ball real quickly here. We're still going to try to put the military ball on. The National Guard Bureau has gotten back to me, so we will have a guest speaker. We should have a name before long. Hoping it'll be one of the commanders from out here, because we don't know who they are, and it'd be kind of nice to know that. And if we got to where maybe some of their soldiers were coming here to the ball, and we did it with some class and style, they might join us. I'm also hoping many of the other veteran service organizations will come join us, because even if they don't want to join us then, the more we get to know one another, the more we cooperate, the more we can do for our veterans. So we can't lose with this as long as we have people participate. So if you're considering it, please go ahead and get your tickets. They've got them at the bar. And Blake, we got, on the flyers, we've got Lori and Susan have got them to sale as well. Going to take a little aside here. There is a thing called a membership impact report that the Legion puts out every month. On the front of it, it's got that the legacy run this year made a new high of $1,551,631 collected. It's now self-sustaining. So you know in the past I got up here and I said, I don't know about this new fund they're going towards. But in this same report, it says that in the month of August, they certified 42 service officers. That's that training committee portion of that fund. I didn't know they were doing that many. So I'm still going to try to find out some more and I will report back. But it sounds like this is going to be another great target. The other portion of that, the temporary financial assistance, can only be given to service members. They don't have to be members of the Legion that have kids that are in a bind. Man, that's what we're all about. So I think it's going to be another great thing for the riders to go after to pursue that. And I think that's all I've got, subject to any questions that you've got. All right, thank you very much.
Roger, real quick, was put out during the executive board meeting. Can we get the budget turned into finance before November, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Wednesday. Can you mention Wednesday? The baseball game up at Camp Craters? Okay, can you mention Wednesday at Camp Craters? Somebody mentioned it.
Commander, on Wednesday we have at 6:30 up at Camp Greatest, we have a softball game with the kids or adults that are there for the camp. It's going to last like a half an hour, 45 minutes, but they'd like us all. It's not just a rider event. I set it up, but it's not just a rider event, so anybody can show up, Jerry.
enjoyed that, so I'm looking forward to next year, but we need to win next year, because, you know,
If
we're.
you have any ringers, we need them now.
Yes.
They had a lot of ringers
They
that
did.
dinged the ball.
Yes, they whooped us good, but we'll get them next year. Okay. Any unfinished business or old business? Unfinished business or old business? Okay, new business. Okay, a couple things that I want to talk about tonight. We have 2 positions opened right now that I need to get filled. The first position is going to be a PR position. So, you know, I'm looking to get somebody who has some familiarity with things like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook to take over and actually try to do some PR on our post. I don't think we do a good enough job, you know, telling people what we do. You know, I was at National Convention and I was sitting in one of the classes and, you know, they asked such a good question. You know, the question was, you know, what's your mission at your American Legion, your post? And I sat there and I really thought about, like, what is our mission? What is our goals? Like, what impact do we have on the community? How do I tell a veteran what we do each and every day? And I think that's something that we really need to do a much better job at telling folks what we're doing. I can tell you all day what we do at National. PACT Act was a big thing that we just passed. We're helping Afghanis right now get out of Afghanistan, so the Legion is pushing that. So as an Afghan veteran, that's something that I'm very proud of that our American Legion is doing. I'm very proud to give my money to the National American Legion because I know we're doing that. But that might not be interesting to somebody who, you know, never went to Afghanistan. So at a post level, I really want to figure out what our mission statement is, and I think the PR person that I bring in can really help us out with that. The other position that we need to fill is the second vice position, so I'll be looking if anybody's interested in second vice, doing that, talking about what's entailed in that. We will get that figured out. That brings me to my next new business. I want to talk about volunteering for our post. I have a ton of ideas that I want to implement at our post. I really do. If anybody ever wants to sit down and just sit there and talk with me for an hour, I can give you a ton of ideas and things that I would love to implement at our post, things that I think could better our post, better our community. The problem is I have the same 6 or 8 people that are doing all the things that we try to implement. So I really do need volunteers. So I'm going to be putting out a newsletter post all about volunteering. I don't need you to take something on and do all the work. I just need you to volunteer some time. Whatever it is that you're good at or whatever it is that interests to you, you need to volunteer your time and help other veterans out. Help out children and youth, which is our biggest goal here. There's so many things that we could be doing with the high school, the elementary school, things that we used to do at this post that we no longer do because we don't have the volunteers to do it. So this is my plea to the folks who actually showed up. So I'm preaching to the choir right now, but I need to get more volunteers. Whatever you're good at, whatever you want to do, please just come and have that conversation with me. I'm always available. I talked about the baseball game. The last thing I want to talk about is I would like to hear a motion on the floor to start a committee for the Commander's Raffle. I would like to also this year, again, like last year, do a Commander's Raffle. We did really, really well on the quarter beef and the freezer. I think that's something that we can do again, that we can be successful on. That money helps us get a larger budget to do a lot more things here at our post. Donate more money, do more activities, but we need to have that Commander's Raffle come in and be successful again. So I would love to hear a motion on the floor that we start a Commander's Committee. I'd be open to hearing one.
Commander.
Yes.
I make a motion that we have a Commander's Committee.
Perfect. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All right, perfect. Any further discussion? So just to make sure everybody's aware, we have a motion on the floor that we are going to create a Commander's Raffle Committee. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion passed. You got the 2 people who? No, that is me. Andy, and Andy was the motion. Okay.
It was Ron. Andy and Ron.
Ron was just the loudest.
All righty. That's all I have for new business. Any other further new business? Okay, good of the Legion or correspondence? Any good of the Legion or correspondence? Go ahead.
I forgot.
Can't hear you, you're sitting down there, Leonard. Sorry, I'm hard of hearing when you sit down. Yes, sir.
Most of you know an honor flight's going out on the 20th of this month. And is anybody in this room going to be on that honor flight? If you ought to raise your hand. Okay, thank you.
I'm guessing riders, are we going to try to show up for that? We're going to try to show up for that flight. It's, if you've never been to the airport for the honor flight, it is really, it's such an awesome thing to see these folks come back to Cedar Rapids. It's really rewarding on our side as well. The riders will be out there, and if you guys want to join up with us, please come on down. It's a fantastic, wear your caps, represent our post, and that's something that's good for it. Dick, you got something?
Yes.
We'll get the time, we'll get the time. And change it. Cheerio.
Just a couple of quick things. The Lynn County American Legion Association meeting will be September 27th, that's a Tuesday night, at Springville at 6:30. Everybody's welcome, it's not just for officers or anybody, everybody is welcome that is a Legion member. We'll be dealing with several different items that time. So that's September 27th, 6:30 at Springville Post, which is right downtown.
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
26.
26? Ron, you wrote the wrong date down for me.
Throw Ron under the bus.
No. No, okay, 20, if it's Tuesday, it's the 26th, I'm sorry. Get these glasses fixed. Also, we'd like to see more people come down to the 2nd District Conference, which will be coming up in October. It'll be on, the actual conference is October 7th, that's a Saturday.
Are you sure?
When are you coming?
That is a Saturday.
That it.
Friday.
Okay, then we won't be there.
Yes, you will.
Anyway, it starts at 9, registration at 8, and if you want to go to the hospitality the night before, you're welcome to do that. That'll be October 6th, of course, Friday night. This will be at Post 26 in Davenport. So, if you want to eat, you got to register by the 22nd of this month. You can get on the district website, 2nd District website, and find a form there, and it'll tell you where to mail your money. It's $15 for the meal, and has to be in by the 22nd. Make the checks out to Davenport, American Legion Post 26. And is again the meeting on the 7th of October. I think that is it. We hope to see a good crowd there. They do a lot of business, and it's an important thing. Are you going to mention, Commander, about the Midwinter Conference dates? Or?
You can if you want to, yes.
I don't have it right in front
Okay,
of me.
so you all done?
Yeah. Thank you.
One quick note, Dick was our announcer for the baseball game yesterday, and he did a fantastic job. Thank you for doing that, Dick. I like I said, I had a really good time. It was
I did too.
It was a blast. I think everybody really enjoyed themselves. So the dates for the midwinter has shifted 1 week to the left. So they are now going to be on the first week of February. They shifted due to a problem with the hotel, if I remember correctly. I think that was the issue. So it's the first week of February, that first weekend. I know if we can have some representation, that would be great. If you were thinking about going, give Holiday Inn in Des Moines by the airport a call. I think I reserved a couple extra rooms, so if you are thinking about going, you can get with me as well, and I will make sure we get a room for you if you're interested in going. But I'm pretty sure we all reserved, right? So.
I got the dates here.
Yep. Ryan, you got something?
Yeah, real quick about the Springville meeting, come up after the meeting. The auxiliary is going to be meeting in the hall, so the Legion will have to meet in the bar. But the upside is if we get that at 5 o'clock, the auxiliary serving a meal.
Oh, nice. Okay. Meal at 5 in Springville. Thank you.
Those dates, Commander, those dates on Midwinter, correct dates are February 1st to the 4th.
February 1st to the 4th. Thank you.
Right.
All right, last correspondence I got, Jerry gave this to me. It's a letter from one of our members who won the scholarship. I'll have it up front with me if you're interested in reading it. It's a thank you letter for the scholarship. Once again, thank you for all your work you did on those scholarships. I appreciate it. Any other good of the Legion or correspondence?
Were you going to talk about national?
Can't hear you, Mike. What's that?
Stand up. I couldn't hear you say you didn't hear me. Are you going to be talking about national?
No, if you want to, I do have the same forms, but please go right ahead.
I was just going to do a real quick.
You can use the microphone and
Yeah,
the flag.
whatever too. Yeah. Anything else I need to do?
No, but that's
Thank
important.
you.
Thank you.
You need to behave.
For a lot of us, the Legion revolves around Marion. For a lot more of us, this is our new national commander. He's from Wisconsin, Horton, up the road by Beaver Dam. He's a Navy veteran with a chaplain. That's what he does in real life. So, his name's Dan, and it looks like Seehafer is the way it's spelled. So, really nice, quiet. Well, if he's a chaplain, they normally run fairly quiet anyway, some of them. But, okay. But anyway, this is our new national commander. Next year, Connecticut, and he's got a French name. Jim, L-A, capital C-O-U-R-S-I-E-R-E. Anybody knows French? Le Cossier or something?
That sounds good.
That's pretty close, yeah.
That's pretty close. So he's from Connecticut. This is, unless something abnormally impactful happens, he will be our next year's commander. So just an FYI on who those two gentlemen are. It was a good, you're going to talk on that, the convention itself.
Yep.
It was busy, we had a lot to do, and it was a good 10 days. So there's info. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Yeah, last thing that I'll bring up since he started, National Convention was really good. Ton of information. I collected a ton. I sat in, I think it was a total of about 13 classes. Also sat in some classes for My Legion, which I learned some really good information about My Legion. Sadly, they didn't do printouts or anything of the training, but we can get all that training if anybody's interested on it. They have all the slides now online, so we can pull that training down. Like I said, I went into a couple of meetings thinking that I wasn't going to learn anything from there, and I walked away writing a page worth of notes. So there's a lot of great ideas that come out of those events, so I'm looking forward to giving you guys a report on that. Like I said, I'll put a blast out in a couple of weeks of what the things I took away from that meeting and some things that I learned and the classes that I took. It's a big investment to send the commander to that event, so I do appreciate that. That's our budget that gets sent to that, so I did take it serious, and I feel like I learned a lot from that event. So thank you for the opportunity to go to that national convention this year. I appreciate it. All right, all that being said, any other good of the Legion or correspondence? All right, hearing none, we can start the raffle. You never win.
Whopping $25 tonight. Where's that new guy at?
Sorry, right here.
Right up here in an awesome Army shirt.
In a black Army shirt. Woohoo, go Army.
Go Army.
Army who?
Right here.
To the right. To the right.
They stole this one.
Yeah, get out
No,
of
they
here.
did not.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Pick one out. You ever hear a kid say
Look for Zoe.
No, right here, let's see.
My son probably would.
Air Force, too. 9:34. That's not.
Left or right? Draw.
Danny, you want to see what my number is?
No, seriously.
Nobody's speaking up, I don't know.
I was 35, Mike, so if somebody...
Yeah, I think you were 34 because I was 36.
Mike.
He pulled that out of his sleeve, I saw him.
He put back the other one.
Rigged, I tell you.
No.
All right, is there any further business to come before the meeting? If not, the chaplain will lead us in prayer. Uncovered. Capital.
Let us quiet ourselves of these thoughts. Prayers for our military, police, firefighters, and all the first responders. May you bless them, Lord, keep them safe, and help them to make good decisions. For all the veterans from all wars, may you strengthen us to help and serve them. For peace in all places of the world that experience violence. For our world leaders, may they unite to create a world where life is protected, not destroyed. In a place where peace flourishes, even when different groups of people disagree. For those who were not yet born on September 11th, 2001, may they never experience in their lifetime such a profound act of evil. And Lord, for the grace to be forgiving and to show mercy, we pray for your intercession. Amen.
Amen.
Cover. Till we meet again, let us remember that our obligation to our country can be fulfilled only by faithful performance of all duties of citizenship. Let service to the community, state, and nation be ever a main objective of the American Legion and its members. Let us be ever watchful of the honor of our country, our organization, and ourselves, that nothing shall swerve us from the path of justice, freedom, and democracy. The Color Guard will now retire the POW, MIA, and missing comrade flags. The Color Guard will now retrieve the colors. Hand salute. Two. I now declare this meeting of Marion Post 298, the American Legion, Department of Iowa, adjourned.
Put the tables and chairs back, you can save the chairs.